Hey guys, we're doing take 2 today. The first one I didn't like the way it came out, so I deleted it. I don't know if you're like me. I'm a mad deleter. Something that I'm working on. If you notice, I sound different. I have a teensy cold, but I feel great. So off we go. We're doing our 21 signs you're an INFJ list from introvert to here. And we did, we ended with 10, and I didn't have enough room on my phone, so you missed a little bit, but we're on 11, and I almost didn't do this today. You know what? I do have these tendencies. I do have these INFJ things. If I'm like flying high, I feel great. I don't care about anything, and I'm pretty well adjusted, but I have my ups and downs. And usually I've come to the point in my life where I used to label the downs depression. And many years ago, maybe like 10 years ago, I let that get the best of me. And then people convinced me I had to go see a doctor. And then he convinced me that I needed medication, blah, blah, blah. I won't get into that. It was very short-lived, like a week. And then I realized, no, I'm not accepting what you were saying. And then I began to change, and I had kind of like a spiritual awakening that I mentioned sometimes. But what this became, it's like I still have this, okay? But what you're going to come to understand is the only thing that's real is experience. Now, this is an INFJ video, but I just want to touch on some of the stuff because I have a feeling that you guys would understand these other aspects because we're feeling types. So I feel like you can have the same journey that I did, if you were into it, where you begin to realize that you do create your own reality. And from what I understand, quit it. Sorry, cat's running amok. What I understand is that the only thing that's real, quote unquote, real, is experience. So my experience of this, bump, 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 bump. When it happened when I was a kid, I let people tell me it was something bad and it had to be controlled, even though I knew better. I even remember back then, I'm like, no, I'm really happy. You're not going to tell me this is wrong. The ups. But now, this is the point, as I understand myself now, as I would explain it to other people, because I'm starting to call myself a coach now. I feel more like a coach than a counselor. This, I feel it's periods of rest, the down. Not that it's down, it's quiet. Periods of rest, reflection, okay? So we have like an in-breath of excitement and then an exhale of relaxation. Dun, 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 dun. So get used to your natural rhythms. Sometimes I'll fall into the ego's explanation, and the ego says, look out, something's wrong. You have something to worry about. And then the quicker you can shut that down, the better off you'll be. All right? Because the only thing that's real is experience. So it's how your belief system and how you define it. So I actually got out of this mini funk this morning by consulting some literature. And it reminded me about some of the changes that the Earth's going through. And just kind of our evolution. Spiritual evolution that we all have. And we are changing. I actually think we're becoming more feeling. And as you know, as a part of the feeling group, we're the visionaries. So I feel like we go first. It's a little bit harder for us, that journey. But it's all part of our evolution. And things are changing. things are definitely changing. You can see the monetary systems are breaking down and so forth. So you're changing too. And some of the things that used to make you feel good and make you tick don't work anymore. So that sometimes I'll fall into that for a little bit. And then I'm like, because if I'm not producing, but that's the old way. That's the old paradigm. We're coming out of that, especially you and I. We are changing. The other types, the sensors and stuff, they still are looking at the outside reflection as far as what they've built, what they've created with their hands, with their money, and so forth. But you and I are different. And that actually leads us right into number 11, which there's no coincidences as far as I'm concerned. But here it is. You almost always have the sinking feeling like you could be doing better with your life. This results in you constantly having secret self-improvement projects going on, like learning how to cook healthy meals, setting better boundaries, or getting better at articulating yourself. Sometimes you push yourself too hard as you attempt to achieve your quote-unquote perfect life. So that was a number 11. And obviously I'm telling you, this is how I felt yesterday, today. Sometimes I get really confused about my path. And the only thing that I really love doing is telling other people what to do. And I forget that that is something. Like, that's my thing. I really like telling people what to do. And not in a bad way. And just like cheerleading with my little pom-poms, rah, rah, rah. I love it. And then I focus on them. And sometimes I feel bad, like, oh no, you're supposed to focus on you, Beth. But actually, I think this is my thing. I really like encouraging people. So this is why I'm I'm going to start calling myself a coach. But I used to still have this tendency, as an INFJ, we criticize ourselves and we say, I said, oh, but what's my thing? What's my thing? Oh, my friends have things. My friends blossom. What's my thing? And don't compare yourself. It's a trap. That's an ego trap. Ego compares. Okay? You don't need to do that. Your answer is feel. Always feel. And then you'll know which way you should go. So all signs point to my enjoyment, which is coaching others. So I again, to get out of my funk, I kind of had to realize that sometimes we're going to have these ups and downs, and they could just be looked at as periods of quiet and periods of excitement. And things are changing. We also have that just the way the world is going. Things are breaking down. And it's not a bad thing. We're headed in a new direction. And I think the INFJs are ahead. I think we're visionaries and we're going first. So it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel weird. It feels weird to me too sometimes. So that happened to me, number 11. I don't think there's any coincidences. So that was that for us today. Now, on to 12. Sometimes you turn to people pleasing to protect yourself. You're sensitive, so you can get really bothered when someone criticizes you or is disappointed in you. They can't criticize you if you make them happy. If I'm in that low state, I do feel those urges like, oh no, don't say that. You might seem like you're not upbeat today, and then someone won't like you, But we all have these ups and downs, and we all deserve to be who we are in every moment. That's a really important statement. You deserve to be whoever you are in every moment. Okay? You deserve that. I deserve that. So it's okay. The people that really love you aren't going to give a rat's ass. Okay? They're going to give you the love and compassion that they're going to want if they show up one day and they're not perfect. So, yeah, I would agree that that's an INFJ thing. It certainly is for me. Well, it's just something that we have to be mindful of. That's all. And keep that ego in check. Allow ourselves to show up when we're messy. All right? Okay. Number 13. You often immediately sense the mood of a room when you walk into it. Likewise, you often observe the feelings of the people around you. If they're excited, you get excited. If they're anxious, you get anxious too. You tend to gravitate toward calm-centered people so you don't have to deal with as much emotional garbage. I am the calm person generally. To most people, I'm the calm person. If you live with me, you wouldn't say that. Yeah, hell yeah, I know the mood of the room. Are you kidding me? Of course I do. And I'm sure you do too. And do I absorb the feelings of people around you? Hell yeah, I do. So I just have to be mindful of that. That's all. Like now I check in with myself and I say, is that mine or is that somebody else's? Case in point, yesterday my girlfriend had some exciting news and I found like I was excited. And I was excited for her. But for me, I mean, I'm not just saying, oh, I'm happy for you, like a sensor type or a thinker type. I'm like, whoa, I feel that ride. I feel that wave because I was like living her experience. And then I was aware of it. I gave her space because I knew that I was like going to infringe on her creation. And that was, it kind of ran its course. And then it actually led me to some other personal things for myself. So I trust that if we are absorbing other people's things, you're making yourself aware of something. So take note, because there's probably something there for you. This is part of why I did this today, and I deleted my first draft, because I kind of went back and found some information and absorbed it, and I said, yeah, it's okay to show up if you're messy sometimes. I allowed myself to do that. And that was a big word that was repeated a lot in the material, allow, like just allow yourself. And you'll feel that weight lift. Just allow yourself however you show up that day. Number 14, and that'll probably be it because I feel like I'm talking a lot. You're drawn to high quality things like good food, nice clothes, and anything else that has good craftsmanship. As much as you hate to admit it, the way things look is important to you. You like being surrounded by beauty and you tend to have sophisticated, refined tastes, but you're a minimalist at heart. You'd rather have 1 or 2 really nice shirts than 10 mediocre ones. Definitely. I feel like this might be a little bit personal too. I love thrifty things, but I want them really, really, really great quality. Like, I don't care if I borrowed a shirt from my friend or something like that, or a thrift store, or whatever. I just want it to be really nice. And about surrounded by beauty, yeah, I'd love that. I wish I could get to the point where I could hire people to do everything, creations that I have in my head, and also for them to bring their skill to me. These are my fantasies, like a landscaper, a designer, I absolutely love beautiful things. But then again, who doesn't? Okay, let me just peek at 15. All right, let me do 15 because it'll be quick. You care deeply about the people in your life, but they'll probably never know just how much you care because you keep your feelings mostly to yourself. You can have trouble articulating your emotions, even though you feel them intensely. Yes and no. I do care about people, and I think about them all the time. And but if they pass my trust tests, I'll tell them. I have no problem telling them. Absolutely not. Because again, if they've passed my test, what am I afraid of? And my test is, are you a jerk? Are you a hurtful person? And then if you're not, you can. I'm fine with you, totally. Yeah. Unfortunately, people that they can't get a good read on, the people that keep to themselves, it takes me a lot longer to trust them. But then once I'm there with them, and then it's fine. It's great. I confessed to one of my friends that's not a feeling type. I said, I always wanted to talk to you like more often in this way. I was personal messaging him. This is after like 8 years. I'm like, I always wanted to talk to you like this. And I said, but I was afraid you think I was creepy. You know how they use that adjective with us? Creepy. I feel creepy sometimes because I know so much about people that I was afraid that if he knew how much I knew about him, that he would think I was just stalking him, when in reality I was stalking everyone. as my natural way. And so I just confessed that. And he said, no, he said, I wouldn't think you were creepy. I would think you just loved research. And I'm like, yes, I do. I was just so happy that I was, I was accepted, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Just sometimes once you decide you like someone, you really want them to like you. If you don't like the person, it doesn't matter so much if they don't like you, right? But maybe I should learn to trust that more because I wasted 8 years. I could have been talking to this friend. All right. So I guess that's it. And then we'll do 16 through 21. I hope you follow my rambling. Sorry, I kind of went off on some of my little tangents, but I'm curious. I'm curious if the other INFJs are like feeling me on this stuff. Because all the INFJs I know, they have this. They have this side. And I don't know if I'm just attracting them, like into my neighborhood or into my sphere, my world, the internet, and my, friends from the past, new friends. Am I attracting them, or are you into this? Because I have a feeling INFJs are spiritual, however you want to call it. Spiritual to me just means you have an inner compass, not an exterior one. Seriously, it's that simple to me. But I'm curious, like, are you guys feeling me on this stuff? Because I also do, I do another playlist called Energetically Speaking. And actually, I'll probably put this on that one too, because it's just my understanding and my many, many, many decades of research about, metaphysics and stuff. So, but then again, that's always associated with us, isn't it? Right? So, I'd like to hear what you guys think. All right. Take it easy. Thanks for hanging out with me again. Bye.